Hi, babies. Hi, cuties. Hi, darling sweets. Hi. How are you? I hope this video finds you well. This is a general message, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Whenever you find it, it is the right time because it is timeless. Also, please use your own discernment and intuition. I will never reach out to you for personal readings because I'm not doing them, and I would never do that anyway, so please report those people if you would. Let's get into it, shall we? All right. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Two of Wands. I'm being called to look up this song. Me Against the Mountain by Ian Munsick, 2023. She got me under her spell. She's dragging my heart through hell. 4 miles of mountain, 3 feet of snow, 2 desperate hearts that can't take one more night alone. I know this cold makes the going slower, but I'd sell my soul just to hold you closer. It's me against the mountain, most days the mountain wins. But I'll meet you tonight, my love, or I'll meet my end. Either way, an angel's waiting when I've fought this fight. Keep on waiting, baby. It's me against the mountain tonight. She got clouds beneath her feet. She keeps the fire lit for me. Up here on this mountain, winter lasts forever. Can't wait for thaw. I'll risk it all so we can be together. I know this cold makes the going slower, but I'd sell my soul just to hold you closer. It's me against the mountain most of the day. The mountain wins. So there's this 4:55 on my clock. With this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, there's this and take it how it resonates where you're at in this story, but what side you resonate with mostly. There's this like I don't even, intimidation maybe the best way to describe it. I can't quite describe that feeling, but this intimidation, you know, it's like looking at Mount Everest, like, bro, how do I even, you know, I've never been this close, like I'm at base at Mount Everest, with this breaking cycles and, you know, not playing in the wheel anymore, not being in the karmic wheel anymore. I'm done with this cycle. And, you know, a lot of the times with this card, the Wheel of Fortune upright, or, you know, just in general, it looks like somebody's being thrown off of it on one of the sides of it. And this person's been thrown off the karmic wheel. They're not playing in it anymore. They're not playing in the karmic wheel anymore. They're not continuing the cycle. And it's painful because, you know, like I'm just seeing somebody being like falling off a motorcycle. It's painful. Throwing out, you know, falling off a bicycle, whatever, however you see it. It's not nice. Just because you're out of this painful karmic cycle, especially if you're so used to this heartache, pain, all of these things that you played into and you're used to it. Like I said, take it wherever you are on this story. It's going to be painful because it's you're those cycles are still trying to repeat themselves within you, and you got out, right? It's like I've heard people that have spent like a long time in prison, like the majority of their life, they're fearful when they're getting released because they don't know freedom. It's scary. So, you know, it's like you finally have this freedom, but it's scary. And that your ego and all of these things within you, all these wounds within you, want to go back into that cycle to get back to what you knew as normalcy, what you knew as the status quo. That was comfortable because you knew what was happening. And you made a choice. And you know, it's like, it's interesting because there's that little wheel in this one as well. Well, okay, so you got a taste of what it's like not being in this cycle. And now it's a choice of what trajectory you're gonna go on outside of this cycle, right? And that Two of Wands, you know, Wands is associated with action. Not only is it decision, but taking action on it. What is it gonna be? Are you gonna continue, you know, go back into this? You got out. We have the Death card. So this ending, this transformation, you know, there's a little, I don't know, it kind of looks like a phoenix, but it also looks like a peacock. I don't know. And there's a person in this like archway that creates this archway. And there's a butterfly on there. So there's a lot of transformation, shifting, changing. And that person is being bent into this arch, right? You're being molded into, you know, I'm also seeing it as like you were maybe molded and changed into something you weren't in these karmic cycles prior to this. And now, like, your body was so used to molding and bending and being tied into in a pretzel, you know, that now that you're back to your normal, how you should be, upright, on your feet, back straight, it hurts. Because, you know, if you were like this your whole entire life in this horseshoe shape, and then you go to stand straight on your feet, that hurts because you were in that other position for so long. Even though biologically you're meant to be upright, back straight. You were built to be that way, but you were molded into this other thing. Excuse me. A Five of Wands in reverse. Honestly, like, the suggestion is here, I'm just seeing this as a suggestion, like, while you go through this death and transformation, to just not fight it. It's gonna be hard because I'm also seeing that as you aren't in this fight, chaotic energy, but it's like you're trying to create it. This isn't, you aren't living that in it anymore, but something within you is so used to that cycle that it's like trying to create that in other ways. Don't fight it. And we also have the High Priestess. There's unknown with this. There's secrets within this that you don't, you know, it is a leap of faith. It is a leap of trust to go into this without, you've always known the cycle before. That Wheel of Fortune, you've always played in it. The Wheel of Karma, you knew what it was. You knew that if you acted this way, you know, A plus B always equals C. You could have certainty in that. Even if it was painful, you could have certainty in that. Now you're stepping into this confrontational, you don't have to fight to live. You're not in this survival mode anymore. You know, I'm just seeing it as like fighting for your food and your clothes and, you know, everything just to breathe. There's like fighting for just your normal biological functions. You don't have to be in that anymore. And you're not in that anymore. But those wounds and that is still living within you. And it's scary because like it's stepping out of that cage, you know, out of prison, when you've, you know, been there the majority of your life. You don't know anything else, and you finally have this freedom. It's fucking scary. You know, it's like people that get locked up in cages or caves or whatever, and they don't see the light, and then they finally come out and see the light, you know, the sun or whatever, and it hurts. It hurts their skin, their eyes, because they got so accustomed to living in the darkness, in the cold, damp cave. You're not having to fight for that, live for, you know, you're not in that survival mode anymore. And stepping into this is scary and painful and uncomfortable because there's so much unknown, because with that karmic cycle, you knew what was going to happen. A plus B always equals C, even if it is painful and horrible. Let's get one more. I gotta go. Ten of Cups. And once again, we got those butterflies on the outside of that card with hummingbirds. And it's in reverse. Ten of Cups in reverse. With the Lovers at the bottom of the deck and the Temperance card underneath that in reverse. So with the Star in reverse as well. If you're feeling unhappy, discomfort, this Ten of Cups card in reverse is like, usually it's like, really, are you really that unhappy, or are you not paying attention to what's actually around you? That's like, you're not happy because you're not present. You're living in the past, you're living in the future, whatever it is, you're not in the present. You're not embracing that. You're not actually seeing the joy and the beauty, like this rainbow encircling this, and the little fish in the cup. Like, you're not seeing the beauty and the magic in life. 5:05 on my clock. With the Lovers card, you know how these people are facing each other and they're creating light, and it's connected to, you know, that angel above them, so the universe, but it's also grounded into the earth. You might need to open your eyes and see what it actually is. You're in a fruitful area, but these old karmic cycles that you have lived in your whole entire life, you know, you were in that darkness, in that cave, and now you're in the light, and it feels painful, and you want to go back subconsciously. You want to go back to this discomfort, this imbalance, this Temperance in reverse, the Star in reverse. Oh shit. With the Empress in reverse, that could be like mommy issues, or just, you know, women in your life that have been just awful, and, you know, put this on you. And this is, you have the choice. Yeah, so the Temperance in reverse, Star in reverse, that's like not healing. That's not choosing to alchemize. When you have something right in front of you that is just everything perfect, it's, you know, it's like looking at a super fruitful, fertile ground to farm on, and you have all the farming equipment. You just have to get in the damn tractor and do something. But you're like, oh, I don't have any crops, I don't have this, I don't have that, I'm unhappy because, and it's because that cycle is wanting to rear its ugly little head again. And you're not intending to be miserable, but you're making it by not seeing what's right in front of you. And that's what's halting this healing with the Star in reverse, and bringing back these old cycles from like mommy wounds, or just, you know, women in your life. You know, take it as it resonates. It could just be like this lack of nurturing that you experienced, Like, you know, that I'm kind of seeing that as prison. It's cold. You know, you don't get nurtured. You don't get babied. Maybe you were treated like a child because you don't have any freedom, but you're not cared for. They're like, oh, how you feeling? They're like, wake up, you know, banging on your door or whatever. Like, get up, shithead. Like, that type of thing. You're not nurtured. And that is that cycle you're trying to go back into, and these wounds that are you trying to go back into, those are what are rearing its head when all you do is have to look around and see what's right in front of you is this super fertile, amazing opportunity. Like, you have all the tools, but you gotta break. Like, you are the magician. You have the ability. You can will this into existence, happiness. But you have to get present and see what's right in front of you instead of living in the past. Drop your shields with that 7 of Wands in reverse at the bottom of that, underneath the Magician. And the 2 of Cups upright. So in order to will this into existence with that Magician and make this magic happen, you have to drop your shields and open your heart to this connection. Open your heart to this great love, unity, being accepted. Oh my God, and the fucking 4 of Wands under that bitch. You can't make that up. That's like divine union. That's wish fulfillment, the 1111 card, right? 2 of Cups and the fucking 4 of Wands, bitch. Look that up if you don't believe me. Drop your shields and you will have that. And the dolphin's there. You can, and it can be joyous, fun, lighthearted, connected to the fucking universe. Tap the fuck in. But instead you're bearing this weight that you don't need to bear anymore. Bro, you're out of it. You're out of this karmic cycle. It's time. Oh my God, I'm like shitting my pants right now. The Devil in reverse. Look up these fucking cards if you don't believe me. Like, that is freeing yourself from these fucking burdens. The 10 of Wands is burdens. Look at that bear, heavy ass bear on his back. And look, it's like a ghost bear. So it's from the past. It's not even there anymore. It's in spirit. It's a spiritual wound. It's not even, you're not in it physically anymore. Open your fucking eyes and look around, bud. You're free from this. Now you have to spiritually, mentally free yourself from this. You're not in this anymore. I'm going to end it there, babies, because I really have to go. I love you so much, and please free yourself from these burdens. Love you, babes. Bye.